A Mayo senator has said the National Broadband Plan could be delivered to rural Ireland in a much more affordable way, not through AIR but through the ESB. Sinn Féin Senator Rose Conway-Walsh was speaking following the joint Oireachtas Committee on Communications, at which AIR declared that it could deliver the National Broadband Plan at a fraction of the current cost of the state. Senator Walsh says the provision of high-speed broadband to rural Ireland is essential and must be delivered without further delay, and says there's no doubt that the National Broadband Plan can be delivered to rural Ireland in a much more affordable way than is currently envisaged by Fine Gael. AIR stated at yesterday's committee meeting that it could deliver the National Broadband Plan at a fraction of the current €5 billion cost. The senator said that it's Sinn Féin's position that this can be best achieved through using the ESB network, as it has a strong track record of delivering important infrastructural projects right across the country, and it has the existing infrastructure and a proven capacity to deliver. The senator has been speaking to Angelina Nugent.
I do. You know, we've had 7 years of this and we still have 540,000 homes, many of them in Mayo, that are still without broadband. Now, what we heard yesterday from the committee from AIR that they could deliver it for less than $1 billion. In all honesty, Angelina, I don't know. They're saying they'll use their own infrastructure and that, but I certainly do believe that it can be delivered cheaper than the cost that's been put by government. So it was interesting from that point of view. But I think now that we need to proceed in a way that's both credible and deliverable, and it has to be a more affordable way than is currently envisaged by Fine Gael, and that is the cost of $5 billion. So I think there is agreement that it can be delivered cheaper than they're already saying that it can be.
Now, you feel in the party that the way forward would be through the ESB, that they would offer a viable alternative and much cheaper than that €5 billion projected cost.
We really do, because, and we've been saying this since 2012, because we believe that the ESB brings a strong track record of delivering important infrastructure in projects across the state. Now, it has the existing infrastructure and it has proven capacity to deliver. So we think that that can be done. Now, the other thing is that they keep their infrastructure in very good condition. And if you're comparing and contrasting even AIR in terms of the ESB, well, the ESB is a semi-state agency, so we would end up owning the infrastructure as well, and that is really, really important, that it's not let out to a private company. But also, I think, in terms of maintenance and all that, the ESB have proven, that they are much better at that. People would see air poles that are falling down. They'd see much of the time they cannot get answers to calls. And I raised that at the committee yesterday around how could people have faith in a company like AIR when you can't get somebody to answer the phone. If you want a pole moved, it could take months and months, and then more often than not, you can't even get it moved at all when people were good enough to give their land in the first instance. So the ESB was a forefront runner early in the national broadband procurement process, and they withdrew following the government's decision to allow AIR, that was in 2017, to cherry pick the 300,000 most easy to reach homes. But I do believe that we need to reach out to the ESB again, and we need to direct them as a semi-state body to deliver the rest for rural Ireland, because we need broadband.
They withdrew from that process, though, as you quite rightly said. So, they, maybe going back for them might be a difficult decision. But you believe if what was offered to them was attractive enough, that might be a consideration for them?
I certainly do, and that's one of the things we'll be teasing out this afternoon with them. But as I say, that cherry picking the 300,000 and giving those to AIR, I think compromised the situation there. So we will be having an in-depth discussion with the ESB to see can it be delivered in that way, because we need to own this infrastructure at the end of the day. We cannot have it in a situation like we had with Aircom, where you have foreign multi-billionaires making decisions for us around such a vital piece of infrastructure and asset stripping as and when it's needed, on a global basis. So I absolutely think the solution is through the ESB.